You ever wonder what really separates a fleeting success from a truly lasting legacy? It's not just about talent, and it's definitely not about luck. It's a mindset. Today, we're going to dive into a philosophy that can turn just about any work into something, well, something immortal. Let's get right into it. We're all about instant gratification these days, right? You scroll through your feed, see these overnight success stories, and you think, yeah, I want that. But this quote, it hits you with the hard truth. Behind every single super hit, there is a mountain of work no one ever sees. So the real question is, are you willing to do the climbing? So what's the big secret then? It's all about shifting your focus. Stop staring at the destination and start paying attention to the journey. You see, the true masters, they don't just put up with the process. They actually fall in love with it. Just think of a musician completely lost in a song, or an artist totally consumed by their painting. That's where the real magic happens. That's where greatness is born. Okay, so this idea of total immersion, it might sound a little abstract. I get it. But it is a real and incredibly powerful force. And to really understand it, let's take a trip way back in time to ancient Syracuse and meet a man who lived this idea, even when he was staring death right in the face. I mean, just picture this for a second. The city is being invaded. There's chaos, people are shouting in the streets. But the brilliant mathematician Archimedes, he is so completely absorbed in what he's doing, just drawing figures in the dirt, that he's literally in another world. He doesn't even notice the soldiers as they storm into his home. And this is where the story gets really wild. When the soldiers finally get their hands on him, Archimedes isn't scared for his life. Nope, he's annoyed. His reaction tells you everything you need to know about his state of mind. For him, the real world had just faded away. The only thing that was real was his work. His final words are just, wow. They're a testament to the power of being completely immersed. He valued his ideas, his work, more than his own life. The Romans could kill the man, sure, but they could never touch his legacy. And that is what it means to create something that will outlive you. You know, this kind of dedication, it isn't just about focus. It's about a really deep inner state. There's actually a word for it in Arabic, sabr. And it means so much more than just patience. It's this calm, persistent, sincere effort that comes from a place of genuine love for the work itself. So, how does this idea of sabr actually work in the real world? Let's look at a modern-day example from Bangladesh. It's about a blood donation organization called the Quantum Lab and their unbelievable 20-year journey. Can you even imagine the heartbreak? You're trying to save lives by collecting blood, but in your very first year, 80% of your work is literally being thrown in the trash because hospitals just won't take it? Most people would have quit right then and there. But the team at Quantum Lab had something else, this unwavering belief in their mission, and absolutely zero negativity. So the million-dollar question is, how did they pull this off? Especially when other organizations, ones with way more funding, had tried and failed before them. What was their secret? You guessed it, their secret weapon was sabr. They weren't just sitting around passively waiting for things to get better. No, they were actively, patiently, and persistently working towards their goal, year after year, with a kind of faith that could seriously move mountains. But where does that kind of superhuman patience and focus even come from? It's not something you can just conjure up out of thin air. It has to grow from something. And that something is the seed of unshakable positivity. Let's look at another story from the same foundation, this time about a remote center called Quantum Llama. It'll show you exactly what I mean. This place went through a radical transformation. What was once seen as a place of dread, a punishment post that nobody wanted to go to, is now a beacon of hope and inspiration that people are actually requesting to visit. And believe me, this did not happen by accident. And here's the kicker. This vibrant future was envisioned 2 decades ago. They were so certain this was going to happen that they even picked out the spot for a future helipad way back then. They saw the end result with crystal clear clarity before anyone else even knew what was happening. This right here, this is the engine that drives everything we've been talking about. Without that positive vision, you just can't have the patience to endure or the focus to immerse yourself in your work. Negativity, it's like poison for your potential. It contaminates your thoughts and just brings all your progress to a grinding halt. So all of this brings us to a really fundamental choice. All these ideas, immersion, patience, positivity, they all boil down to one thing, the way you think. Your thoughts are what will ultimately determine the kind of legacy you create. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to be a star, burning brightly and steadily for an eternity, fueled by positive belief? Or are you going to be a meteor, a dazzling flash that's gone in an instant, all fueled by haste and negativity? The choice is entirely yours, and it's a choice you make in your mind.
You know, there's a timeless wisdom in this idea. So many traditions teach that patience is a virtue and that haste just leads to ruin. When you rush, you cut corners, you make mistakes, and you totally lose sight of the bigger picture. You end up sacrificing something that could last forever for something that's just right now.
At the end of the day, the legacy you build is nothing more than a reflection of the thoughts you choose to entertain. So maybe take a moment and look inward. What are the thoughts that are shaping your life, your work, and your future? Are they building a star or a meteor? The choice, as always, is yours.